Hey, so this is just gonna be stuff running in the background. This is gonna be more of an intro to a franchise. Spoiler alert, probably read the title. Um, but no, it's not the Seahawks. The Seahawks are a really good team, so that doesn't make sense. But it doesn't reveal the team I'm doing, so that's why this is a screen that you're gonna be seeing. So, I'm sorry I didn't upload yesterday. I wasn't feeling the greatest, and in fact, I didn't even know if I was gonna be uploading today because I have a major headache. But I'm gonna power through it, and I'm gonna record some. Definitely getting this video out, which will be a shorter video. Mostly because some of the training camps have to be cut. Because gameplay in this game, I don't know what it is. Like, I have the resolution correct. The problem is that it's 1920 by 1060 x 32, I believe, or 30, when it's supposed to be 60 or 64. Forget which it is, if it's 30 or 32 or 60 or 64. I can't remember which it is. But regardless, for some reason that makes the screen super tiny for this screen, but for the gameplay it actually like zooms in like it's supposed to when I stretch the OBS screen thing. So I have this issue of I could make gameplay normal, but I would have to keep messing with that setting. And the only way I can think of this working, potentially, would be if I can experiment with having two different filters. Because there's no way I'm going to be able to stretch the screen. Because even for my screen, this isn't full screen, but for you guys it will be. Because I stretched out the display. So, if I can figure out how to work with those filters, maybe we could actually have some gameplay. But for right now, this will be a sim series. And if you're wondering why I talk about the training camps as if I played them, it's because the gameplay worked correctly on my screen, but for your screen, it was zoomed in to like just the corner. So I didn't feel like you guys wanted to go through that. So that's why this is a shorter video, because half the video is cut out simply for that reason. Which means it'll upload faster though. Which means I can get back to recording without having to upload, because I'll have that out of the way. Then I can just boom, 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 record, and then edit tonight and tomorrow morning, and get a video out, and possibly a second video. We will see. Maybe that can be my apology for missing yesterday, as well as that gap. I can upload a little bit more, and potentially what I've been thinking about is, once I get back into the rhythm things, potentially on like certain days uploading twice a day. Because I know I said I wanted to do 2 a days, but I genuinely, with being able to spend time with family, as well as being able to spend time with family, being able to get some money on a website I do contracting for, if I want to be able to do those as well, I don't know if I can do double uploading right now, especially because I'm very limited on the amount of games I can play. And editing, as well as my computer just is not the greatest, and the internet's not the greatest. So it takes a decent amount of time to upload certain things. And I will say the internet's gotten better. Xfinity's done a little bit better on what they're supposed to do. But regardless, I'm definitely going to need to figure out how I'm going to be able to do a lot of things I need to do. Because I'm running out of ideas for games, simply because my computer can't run a lot of games, because it's meant to be a, I wouldn't necessarily say a school computer, but it definitely by no means is a gaming computer. It was never meant to be, but I don't exactly have another option, so, and computers are expensive, so what can I do? Anyways, sorry about this rant at the beginning or the end. I don't know which I'm going to put this at. I think I'll put it at the beginning. The real thing is that we need to figure out what the future is going to hold for this channel. Because right now this channel is, and I believe I mentioned this in a previous video, right now this channel is in like a weird kind of like trying to figure out what it is phase. And it's really a weird situation. So, I guess let me know what you guys think, where you guys think this channel should go directionally. Also, don't forget to leave a like on this video, other videos. If you enjoy the content, if you don't dislike it, feel free. Give your honest opinions. I'm open to all of them. But lastly, enjoy the video. And hopefully I'm back. Hello, my name is Jumbles Gaming, and welcome to Madden 08 franchise mode on the PS2. And interestingly enough, there's some things to note already. First of all, you can change divisions. You can change what's... It's an interesting screen. It doesn't really tell you the talent of the teams, which PS3's Madden does better, but alas, PS2 Maddens are better, obviously. Then PS3 and then PS4. PS1 I don't include because I'm a franchise guy and you couldn't exactly do franchise. But alas, what team are we going to be doing? Well, we're going to be doing the Raiders. I like the young coach. I believe it's Lane Kiffin, if I remember correctly. I believe that's how his name is. I believe his first name is Lane. The guy that's the Ole Miss head coach now. After going from Alabama to Oakland to USC. If I'm remembering, or I might be saying this backwards. It might have been USC, Oakland, then Alabama. Then he became the head coach at FAU. Then he became the head coach at Ole Miss. If I'm remembering correctly. But yes, Lane Kiffin. 90% sure that's his name. Also, just curious, how many of these coaches do I realize? Brian Billick, Gary Kubiak, Dick Duron, Mike Shanahan. Most of these I'll know from NFL head coach. Marvin Lewis, Tony Dungy. I believe that's Cam Cameron. Herm Edwards, Romeo Crennel, Jack Del Rio, Bill Belichick, Lane Kiffin, Mike Tomlin, Jeff Fisher, not Mike, what the heck am I thinking? Eric Mangini, Norv Turner, Lovie Smith, Bobby Petrino. Oh no, not Bobby Petrino. Dude's a complete scumbag. Wade Phillips, Ken Wisenhunt, Rod Marinelli, John Fox, Tom Coughlin, Mike Nolan, Mike McCarthy, Sean Payton, Andy Reid, Mike Holmgren. Legend right there, Mike Holmgren. Brad Childress, John Gruden, Joe Gibbs. I'm glad this was his last year coaching too. I believe he retired next year. Or he retired after leading them to the playoffs, and then Jim Zorn became head coach. Anyways, and then Scott Linehan. But yeah, we're going to be doing the Raiders. And there's a big reason why, and they already showed him. It's big man JAMARCUS Russell. Boy, and I gotta sit up for this one. Woo. Sorry about that. I might turn down the volume on that part because I accidentally just dropped the mic onto me. But it's the boy JAMARCUS Russell, who has, what's his throw power in this? 81 break tackle. Whew. He's got carry 1,000, but where's his arm? 99 throw power. All right. So I might cut this if the game is very broken, like it was for what's the word I'm looking for the like Madden campaign thing. Yeah, I'm gonna be using a keyboard. Oh, this is an interesting system. Okay, so 3 points available. Let's see, what improves his overall the most? So 84 overall. 84. Okay. If that's the case, let's increase this by 2. Because we want him to have a good foundation. And then let's increase his awareness a little bit. Cool. 84 overall. Alright, is this coverage or is this tackling? Oh, interesting. Okay, I wish I could... Oh, chase and tackle, there it is. If we're doing chase and tackle, I'd rather do Morrison. Is there anyone young I really need to work with? Now, I'm not a big fan they won't sort that like I wanted it to. Because, like, Thomas Howard might actually be the better choice. Just because he's so freakishly athletic. Yeah, let's do Thomas Howard. Keyboard. Let's get into it. Yeah, obviously we're going to go into tackling. That's easily the most important part. So this is SWAT ball. Okay, so... Can I look at their career stats? I can. Beautiful. I think I would want to work with Namdi. Because Fabian's cool and all, but Namdi's kind of the franchise guy. So that would bring him to a 93. Or 94. 93. 94. Okay. So probably what I'm going to do is 1 on catching and 2 on acceleration. Give him 94 acceleration and 75 catching. I think that's the way to go. Alright, so trench fight. Don't know if I'm a big fan of trench fight. We'll try it with Thomas Kelly, but I don't know how good I'll be at it. No improvement if I increase his strength, but for acceleration, nothing as well. Okay, let's just do 1-1 then. Cool, clutch kicking. I think we're fine at kicker. Don't really want to work on a 29-year-old kicker anyways. Throw power, or precision passing rather. I forget it's not the throw power one. Let's work on... I feel like Josh McCown's going to have a longer career with us, simply because he is the better fit in terms of athleticism. But Andrew Walter's young. But let's go with the boy. Alright, so I'm back. I skipped that atrocity known as the precision passing. We got the ground attack one now. Who do we want to work with? I think Michael Bush would be the answer. Pretty fast, actually. Maybe he needs to work on the acceleration and agility, but that's easy work. Break tackle will increase by 2. I want to be like a monster break tackle guy. And then increase agility a little bit. And for catching, is there anyone I really want to utilize this for? Maybe Zach Miller. Who doesn't even have a photo, by the way. Although there is Johnny Lee Higgins. Yeah, let's work with Johnny Lee Higgins, just because that'll be exciting. Should I go with the acceleration? Which would get me to 75 to 76. Catching, yeah, catching. I think his acceleration's just fine. I think it's training camp. Yeah, I don't really care about the kicking drills. Oh, I like the... Ooh! I really like how they have this set up, though. Wait, why are the Seahawks... Oh, no. Back. I just realized something. First of all, let's do 6 minutes. Give him a classic player coach. Ooh, I like coach. What does coach do? I'll try coach. It sounds interesting. Done. Shoot. Cancel. Storyline central. Okay, cool. So we got the news. I've made the mistake of accidentally choosing the Seahawks because it defaults to your favorite team, apparently. Oh, well, I'll just mess with them, and then next season I'll fix that up. Let's make some early preseason stuff, and then we'll call it a season. Or not a season, a video. So we got JAMARCUS, who's an 84 overall rookie. I don't know who I'll be starting between him and McCown, because part of me wants Russell to sit a little bit first. But it's like, should you though? At running back, Um. Also, there's a lot of cool stuff. It's very simple. I like it. Um. I think we're gonna trade Lamont Jordan because he's kind of an awkward fit for what I'm trying to do. Oh, it automatically did that. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Who's a team weak at running back? Also, young Steven Jackson. Titans are very weak at running back. Vikings aren't. They got rookie Adrian Peterson and Chester Taylor. Whew. Young Cedric Benson, R.I.P. Would actually be quite interesting if they totally wouldn't accept it though. Chris Perry. Who is very interesting. He's got the size, he's got power. He's just not what people expect. Marshawn Lynch, obviously someone to consider. Normally I wouldn't trade with in-division rivals, but I am a big fan of Darren Sproles, so potentially we could make a deal with Darren Sproles and a pick or receiver. So Lamont Jordan for Darren Sproles, a 4th and a 5th. Oh, that's not what... Oh, crap. How do you... Trade player. Chargers. Oh, it's up there. I like how I pointed, even though you totally can't see what I'm pointing at. Darren Sproles. And then a 4th and a 5th. Submit. Yep. Awesome. So now we got Dominique Rhodes. So now the question is Justin Fargas, who I think will also trade. Probably for literally just about nothing, but maybe a developmental player if anything. Chargers, and then we'll go down. Okay, so potentially the Colts would do it just because they have absolutely no depth. They have a running back that doesn't even have a name. D.D. Dorsey. Okay, to be realistic, they probably wouldn't take anything more than like a 6th round pick for him. Well, maybe they'd take like a 5th. I want to kind of be realistic with these trades. Nothing like finessing the AI. 5th round pick I would say would be fair for him. So we're getting a decent amount of late round picks. I think the reason I'm going to keep Dominique Rhodes is to be I really like Dominique Rhodes, and then B, he's kind of a do-it-all guy. He has the best carrying, he's a decent break tackle, he's decent hands, decent athleticism. He can do just about everything. So I like Dominique Rhodes for that reason. Okay, I'm trying to figure out if there is a way... There we go, player info. Yeah, I remember Dominique Rhodes for his rookie year. Dude was a monster. And then really never got another great chance in Indy. So hopefully here in Oakland he can get a little bit of a resurgence. Even if it's not like an amazing career, he can at least have a resurgence here. Michael Bush, great running back. Darren Sproles probably going to be a 3rd down back and a return guy for now. Although I do see very big things for him because of his speed and agility and acceleration. And he's not necessarily a wussy either, by the way. He's super athletic. He can hold on to the ball and he can break some tackles. He's a pretty... I like Darren Sproles. He's one of my favorite players. And not just because we're almost the same height. I'm like an inch taller than him. But regardless, I like how the system is. Anyways, let's continue on to the team. So we got Griffith, who is amazing. I don't even know why we have Zach Crockett. He's not even worth trading. He's so old. I feel like we gotta trade Travis Taylor. I don't know if we can get rid of... Like, maybe we can get rid of Doug Gabriel as well. Taylor and Gabriel maybe we can get away with trading, but anyone else, and it's like, I don't see anyone else wanting that trade. They'd have to be like, I guess the Texans are really weak at that position. Got David Anderson, Jacoby Jones, Jerome Mathis. We'll take Jerome Mathis for those two. Alright, done. So we got John Lee Higgins, Mike Williams, Jerome Mathis. Jerome Mathis and Johnny Lee Higgins are very similar is one issue. Granted, I would say that Johnny Lee Higgins probably has better hands, although not as athletic. He's more agile. He's a better slot receiver, but not straight line speed. Yeah, better hands, better holding, can break more tackles, less injury prone, but barely. Both are great kick returners. It'll be interesting. I'm really curious about what we'll be doing with Ronald Curry. Also, I think okay, they did take into account his quarterback background back in like high school, because it was him and Michael Vick that were really good quarterbacks, I believe. If I'm remembering correctly, Michael Vick and Ronald Curry had this like rivalry as quarterbacks back in the day. I can't remember if that's true or not, but if it is, well, then they reflected it. Alright, and then tight end, we've got Zach Miller, John Madsen, and then Randall Williams. Also, I just realized this, I like how there's types. Like, there's such thing as blocking tight ends, so I don't know why they wouldn't acknowledge that. But Randall Williams, not a big fan of. I don't know how many 3 tight end sets we're going to be running. I think we'll bring one in just because we probably will be running a decent amount of 2 tight end with how athletic they are. But it's not like it's going to be crazy amounts. Barry Sims, fine. Mario Henderson, fine. Ben Claxton, fine. Paul McQuestrian, fine. Not a big fan of this O-line, to be honest, but there's some stuff here. Jeremy Newberry could potentially trade for some depth. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. We'll take Nick Leckie off your hands. And do you guys happen to have another young lineman that's not crazy? Elton Brown, potentially. They would never give up Levi Brown, so I'll take Elton Brown if you guys are willing to give him. And awesome. Cool. Oh, ooh, cancel. Ugh, that would have been bad. We got Jake Grove, Nick Leckie. Alright, so we actually do have a decent right guard situation, or left guard situation. Not so much. Left tackle's fine. Right tackle, how are we at right tackle? Robert Gallery's fine, but not a big fan of Cornell Green, so I think we're going to let him go. And then move one of those right guards to right tackle. The question is, which one would I rather have? I think I'd rather have Booth. Where is it? Edit play. There it is. Move you over to right tackle. And done. And hopefully he transitions well. Okay, 72 overall is not horrible. So, we can work with him a little bit. He'll be fine, dandy. Interestingly, based on the training camps, I think outside of trench fight, there's nothing really for O-linemen. And even then, that more appeals to defensive players, so potentially we're going to need to work with getting young, talented offensive linemen early rounds. So that's something to consider. At left end, we have Tyler Braxton, who I'm a big fan of, and Tommy Kelly. On the right end, we got Derek Burgess and Quentin Moses. Warren Sapp, Terrell Sands, and then we have Taj Hawthorne. I think we get rid of Terrell Sands, potentially. Trade Terrell Sands. Potentially, you could argue the Chiefs if they run that. Which they have Derek Johnson at left outside linebacker. Is that what Derek Johnson looked like? No. That ain't what Derek Johnson looked like. Hold the phone. That ain't Derek Johnson, is it? No, 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 no. I refuse to believe that. Yeah, like Marcus Spears. Pretty sure that's not what Marcus Spears looks like, but I don't know. Some of these photos do not look like they're on the right person, which that has been an issue in Madden before, by the way. Like, they would put the wrong Chris Clemens on the wrong Chris Clemens. Like, the face of Seattle Seahawks Stevens and Chris Clemens, at the time, would go onto the Dolphins safety Chris Clemens. Like, they've had an issue with this in the past. Speaking of Dolphins. Okay, so this is 3-4. Well, shoot, 49ers might need regardless because both their D tackles aren't exactly great. Speaking of which, can we actually snipe a field from you? Wow, they really wouldn't give up fields for him. That's fine, dandy. We just need Ray McDonald. How are y'all not gonna give any of these guys a face? Let's go Damon Duckett then. Just simple swap players. Yes, I'll know it'll put us at the minimum. I'll fix that here in a second. Right end, Duckett, edit player. Left end. Done. Just because I'd really like to have Tommy Kelly playing D tackle. Now, granted, I know I just put a 300-pounder at D end to replace a 300-pounder to go to D tackle, but considering Damon Duckett is more of a backup instead of Tommy Kelly, then I don't really care as much about the correct positioning of a backup. Quentin Moses, alright. And then Tommy Kelly at D tackle's an 82. Cool. So I forget if he improved? Pretty sure he's about the same. If not one down, but for one overall down, that's not too bad. Whatever. Warren Sapp and Tommy Kelly as a duo, I think is a really good duo. They're both highly athletic for their size. In fact, Tommy Kelly's probably going to have to be the better run stopper, even though he's not. Left outside linebacker, we got Sam Williams. And then we got Ricky Brown. Middle linebacker, I really like our middle linebacker in Kirk Morrison. And then we got Thomas Howard. Technically, you could argue we could be a 3-4. We could build a 3-4 team and be just fine. But I don't know if we're going to do that yet. Thomas Howard, really like him. Cornerback depth, I think we're set here. Dwayne Starks, cornerback 35. If there are enough of these players that are major important, I will look into these players. Like, I think I'll look into this guy for the next episode and get his name because he's higher than Stanford Route, who I know. Or Stanford Root, however you pronounce it. Super fast guy. If I remember, at one point he had really good hands, too. Not at this point, but I believe it might have been Madden 13, 25, one of them, where he's just super fast, decently high, decently tall, and had pretty good hands, if I remember correctly. Chris Carr, he's fine, dandy, but I'll figure out who this is. Yep, Stuart Schwager, I called it. During the running back drill, I said I only know one White Raider safety, and that was Stuart Schwager, and lo and behold, it was Stuart Schwager. Michael Huff and Stuart Schwager. What a duo. Jared Cooper, you're fine, I guess. Eric Frampton. Darnell Bing. Boy, USC safety, that's a hard hitter, I assume, based on his size. Yeah, USC likes to produce a lot of those. And then Michael Huff, who is an interesting prospect. I'll say that. I could totally see Huff playing corner. Question is, would I want someone like Huff? I could put Stuart Schwager to corners, because this doesn't take into consideration man coverage and zone coverage, which would be gaming the system, I guess, a little bit, but I could actually see these guys, at least Michael Huff, potentially playing corner. Don't know about Schwager. a little bit too much build there, even if he is taller. And he's not as agile. So, we'll see. Kicker, Sebastian Janikowski, who is an interesting character. I will say, in Seattle, not a big fan. Wasn't a big fan of him. I think he lasted 1 year here, and he just missed everything. We got a new kicker in free agency right after that. And then Shane Leckler, who is arguably one of the best punters of all time. Stark contrast. I mean, don't get me wrong, Sebastian Janikowski was a beast for me in fantasy football, because he would just launch these like 50-plussers, which were worth quite a few points compared to these short rinky-dink field goals everyone else was kicking. But he is, if you're talking about like trying to win games, he's the worst, because he would just miss easy shots. I'm gonna name Nnamdi a captain. Who else? We have a lot of defensive players worthy of captainship. Dominique Rhodes may be a captain. And then Shane Leckler for the special teams. Okay, can we name more? Okay, cool. So, I think Warren Sapp should be a captain. Oh, you can only have 3? Alright, special teams captain is Shane Leckler. Defensive captain, do I make it Nnamdi or do I make it Warren Sapp? I think I'm going to go with Nnamdi. And then for offense, it's going to be Dominique Rhodes. There's no real rhyme or reason besides that they're very talented. They've been on the team for a long time, if not if not their entire careers. Dominique Rhodes, just because we don't really have much veteran leadership at the receiver position. I mean, or at the offensive position. You could argue Joey Porter, and I would say that you have a decent argument, but he's a hard one to gauge, to be honest. You know what? Oh, interesting. So that does affect morale. Ooh. Maybe we do stick with Dominique Rhodes, then. Yeah, maybe we do stick with him, because otherwise we're going to have some morale issues. Yeah, Warren Sapp maybe would have been a good idea just for the morale's sake. Alright, I think that's that for now. Is there anything else we need to do? Potentially look at setting coach options. I think I'm going to keep these loosely what he has. Maybe increase a little bit, like 54%, and then 52% run defense. Maybe a little bit more aggressive on offense, and more conservative on defense. But, like, nothing major. Oh, this is Lane Kiffin's first year. Cool. Anyways, I think that'll do it for the first episode. I'll probably do another video after editing and uploading this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Chumbles, you've been amazing, and as always, deuces! I'll just make you cry, and I don't wanna fight with you.